Hi guys, so on this video, or in this paintings, I'm gonna try to do a 3-piece set. It can either be a 2-piece set, these two, or a 3-piece set, which I'll do the other one at the end after doing these two. These two I'm gonna do a wandering pour on, and I'm using a few different colors. This is Artist Loft Pearl Marmalade by Arteza. Or sorry, not Artist Loft, Arteza. And then I added some Goldens Burnt Sienna to it just to kind of give it a more deep look. And this is Amsterdam's Naples Yellow Red. Those two colors are really fun to use together. They have like a really nice kind of blending that they do. And then I have Prussian Blue, Goldens Prussian Blue, and Goldens Teal. This is also a really fun color to use. Oh, and I added some Amsterdam Turquoise Green, I believe. And then this I believe I mixed. Yeah, I was trying to make the greenish blue, so I mixed that Emerald Green and Phthalo Blue, I believe. Or it wasn't Phthalo Blue, it was Ultramarine Blue together, and it gave me that greenish blue. I believe Amsterdam makes it, the greenish blue. It's a really pretty color, and I wanted to kind of recreate it, and those two colors gave me the closest look to it. So what I do first is I'll fill my cups. When I'm filling my cups, I really look, for what colors will look best together. So obviously if I start with this Naples Yellow Red, I'll put the Arteza, the Burnt Sienna, and Pearl Marmalade next, because it blends really nicely and gives you a nice bold center. Whatever you put in your cup first is going to be the last one out, so it's going to be the center. If you're doing a straight pour, it'll be the center of your painting. For wandering pours, it'll just be wherever you end the wandering pour, so it's not as important. But if you want to have a really bold center for a straight pour, really think about the first colors you put into your cup. My paints are pretty thick. They're about 3 to 4 second trace for any wandering pours or straight pours. I try to make them as thick as I can, because that way it's easier to keep your composition when you're tilting. So yeah, I did that. Then the greenish blue. I forgot to mention my pearl mix, which is Vallejo Pearl Medium, soft body white, and Floetral for the medium. All my paints are mixed with Floetral, a little bit of Liquitex Gloss Medium, and then I also add some Goldens heavy gel gloss that's mixed with Floetral to kind of thicken them up. My pearl mixture, I usually do 1 part Vallejo Pearl Medium, 1 part Artist Loft Soft Body White, and then 2 parts Floetral. And I like to make it a little thicker than my other paints. It kind of seems to give you those cells more when I do it that way, at least. I would suggest trying it just a little thicker, just to see if it gives you better results. So now I'm filling the second cup, and I'm kind of doing it in the same order, just so that I kind of have similar results, because I want these pieces to match as much as possible. My idea was I have a 12 by 12 as well, and my idea was having these two as the side pieces so it could be like a center mantle decoration, you know, like you could put the 12 by 12 in the center and then these two on the side. Either that or have just these two on the sides of something. So I only like to put like 1 or 2 layers of the pearl mixture. If you put too many layers of the pearl mixture in your cup, you can, I've done it before, and it can basically just eat up all the colors in your painting. So you kind of want to be very sparse with it. I mean, you don't have to be, but if you like that look, you could go for it. But if you want your colors to show more, then don't add too much of the pearl mixture. So what I'm doing right here is I'm laying down, just a little runway for a way to pour my paints, and this also helps to have something so you're not just pouring onto a dry canvas. It can be really useful just to help you kind of know where to go. Alright, so I will let you guys watch the video. I might come back later for a little bit, but for now, enjoy. Thank you all for subscribing, and I will talk to you guys in a little bit. So now I'm pouring the cup, and I just go pretty close to the canvas, and I'll kind of bring the cup back a little sometimes just to add a little bit more fingerlings into it. You can do this however you want. You can also start at the top and come down. If you do that, you're gonna have a lot bolder of a center. When you do it this way, going up like that, it's gonna blend your colors a little bit more because you're getting the back end of the pour and you're not getting that center, like when you're doing a straight pour and you end your cup, you're looking at it and you're getting that center real bold center because your colors are coming out. It's the top part of your colors. This is the bottom, which is the blending. I kind of like it. Usually gives you more cells and just looks really interesting, I think. I think it looks interesting both ways, but you can see at the top there that I brought the cup back, so I have that bold Naples yellow red that was at the bottom of the cup really like showing there. But if you look at the beginning where I started, it had more of a blending of this burnt sienna and the Naples yellow red, so yeah, it's just whichever you prefer. I've done it both ways. I like it both ways, but it's whichever way you prefer to pour your cups out. Some people just prefer to do it this way, and then others probably prefer to do it the other way, so it's just preference choice. I like both, so I'll do both the majority of the time, but alright, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, so now I'm doing the tilting, and my first thing I do is try to figure out where the weight of the paint is, where most of the paint is concentrated at. And then I'll just kind of go from there on where I should tilt first. So here it was at the bottom, and I got that one area off. And then I try to get the corners and that side. And I always bring the weight of the paint back to the center before moving it somewhere else. That way you don't mess your lines up too much. You want to keep them, you don't want your cells and your lines to get all wonky. If you just tilt from wherever you tilted off last, it can mess up the composition. So I always try to do that, and then every time I go off a corner, I'll bring the weight of the paint back to the center. Also, you don't want to like tilt off a corner and have just set the painting down, and then you have all the weight of your paint on that corner, and it'll still keep running off and take off whatever's in that area with it. So you always want to bring it back to the center, even if you're done tilting for the time being. And always wipe the bottom edges of your canvas too, just to keep the paint from pooling the top of the paint, you know, it'll keep pulling it off the side. So that's a good thing to do as well. And then I always fix my corners. Sometimes you can't get over them completely, so a lot of times I'll just wipe down the bottom edge and just put that color, that side color, onto the corner of the canvas there. So I'm just gonna speed this video up a little bit so that I can get that centerpiece in later, but I just wanted you to kind of see the tilting in real time before speeding up the rest of the tilting for the next canvas. So I just wanted to give you guys a little pointer when tilting. One of the main things that I do is I try to keep an eye on all the edges of the painting while I'm tilting off a corner, and that is mainly so that I don't lose like really interesting parts to the painting. So if I see that it's gonna go off on one edge, and like say I would lose that blue and burnt sienna area that I think is really cool looking, and I don't want to lose it because then I won't have any Prussian blue in there or anything. If I saw that that was going to go off, I would bring the paint back, kind of move in a circular, the weight of your paint, like tilt it up and then back down so that you can kind of get the weight of the paint away from that area. And then you would tilt off the corner. Sometimes it can take a couple of tries. It's easier on these smaller, long canvases because, you know, you kind of, like square canvases are really hard to kind of do that with, but you can still do it as long as you keep an eye on all those areas. Sometimes it's unavoidable to lose a spot, but you can try your best not to. I know some people are like really good at keeping the areas they want on the canvas. It just takes a little practice, but I know I was horrible at it at first because I didn't look at those areas and I would just be looking at the corner I'm tilting off of. But I recommend holding your canvas facing towards you so that you can look at all those areas and make sure you're not going to lose a spot that you really like. Hey guys, I'm back. So here's the end results. I really like I don't know, the cloudy effect was really interesting in these, all those big boulder cells it created. And I love that the Prussian blue came out so, you know, dark in the painting. A lot of times if you mix it with cloud mix, it'll lighten it up. But I really tried to keep it separated so I could get a nice dark color in there. I was gonna add the centerpiece to this video, but this video is already almost 20 minutes long, and I didn't really want to like make a really long video and, you know, have people not see that end centerpiece. So I'll just post it in my next video, the centerpiece, and then the three of them together. So this video will be continued in my next video, and I have it done already, so I'll post it really soon. I just didn't want it to all be in one video and be so long. Alright, well, thanks everyone for watching, and please like and share my videos and give me a thumbs up. You know, all the good stuff. Alright, have a great day. Bye, guys.